As an automotive journalist, I've had my fair share of driving adventures. But when offered the chance to spend a week off-roading in Namibia, my first thought was, hell yes! And my second thought was, where the hell is Namibia? I intentionally did not study up on Namibia just because it's so rare that you actually get to go to a place that you have no preconceptions about. What I know about Namibia right now is that it's north of South Africa on the west side, and the unit of currency is the Namibian dollar, which is known as the NAD. And to equal a dollar, you need 7 NADs. It's also home to BMW's X5 driver training program, a 7-day adventure with sessions held in the spring and fall. Why Namibia? Well, for one thing, it's got fewer people per square mile than any country in the world except Mongolia, so there's plenty of room to roam. As a one-time colony, it's also got a strong connection with Germany, and by extension, BMW. Namibia boasts the world's highest dunes, lots of wildlife, and few paved roads. The cool thing about this trip is that it's not a media event. This is something that anyone can sign up to do, so long as they've got a week off and about $5 grand to spend. The Namibia adventure is the brainchild of Frank Eisenberg, head of BMW driver training. Joining Frank from BMW is Mark Nemeth, who will spearhead the caravan. And then there's our local fixer, Crazy Timmy, a perpetually barefoot Namibian with a penchant for climbing rocks, whispering to crocodiles, and various other hobbies that frankly make it mildly amazing that he still has all of his limbs. Then there's our ride, a pre-production BMW X5. The cars in Namibia are all about 3 years old and have 30,000 hard kilometers on them. They're bruised and battered, but still running. Aside from a full skid plate, these X5s are stock.
These are test cars, and in Germany, after all the tests, they destroy the cars. But we take the cars here to Namibia, and we destroy the cars of our own.
If you don't believe Mark, there's evidence. 2 weeks ago, a Russian client took an X5 off a dune a little bit too hot. He was a little bit sore, but the BMW was a write-off. The destroyed BMW is sitting back at the Okapuka Ranch, a huge wildlife reserve and lodge that serves as a scenic launch pad for our adventure. After a morning of instruction, we spend the rest of our first day assaulting Okapuka's craggy peaks. When Frank approached the owner of Okapuka about using his trails as part of the off-road training, his response was, "There's no way the X5 can do it." But that's exactly what we're doing. In the US, you see X5s in mall parking lots and the suburbs and in front of Starbucks. You don't expect them to see out climbing a mountain in Africa. The narrow rocky trail takes us up along hair-raising ledges, tight corners, and up towards the highest peak in the area. We also get a taste of what's to come over the next week with some sandy riverbeds and our first run-in with a scorpion. It's certainly not your typical X5 run to Whole Foods, and on our first really steep decline, we get a few chances to use the car's hill descent control, which the instructors are now telling us to engage. You can just set it and take your feet off the pedals and it'll control your speed going down the hill. But I kind of prefer to not use it and just have my foot on the brake because I like to feel like I'm in control of the car when you're looking out the window off the side of a cliff. I was kind of expecting the tour to be all guys, but there are some women on the trip, like Helen and Simone from Germany, and Carrie from the States, who's having her first experience with hill descent control.
And I am not braking or accelerating. The car is braking itself. It's controlling the speed. No! Are my knuckles white?
Indeed they are. So who takes to the X5 off-road experience quicker? Well, if you ask the guy who started this tour, women win hands down.
They really improve their skills much quicker than a man. If I tell him go slow, he tries it faster. A woman would go slow.
And the next 7 days should offer plenty of opportunity for me to go faster than I should. So, don't miss part 2 of our adventure, when the X5 caravan heads to the coast for some sand dune silliness and a couple of rock crawling stops along the way.